Hello, here's another video on putting equations into Microsoft Word documents. Here's our document with some equations in it. Now, I'll show you something interesting that happens if I put the cursor just before this equation and hit return to make it a new line, and then put it just after the equation. You'll see now that I wanted to put that equation on a line on its own, and it's automatically moved it into the middle, and that's actually quite a useful thing for it to do. If we look again at our textbook, we see that we've got these displayed equations, and they're very often numbered, as well as the inline equations. So if you just have nothing on a line button equation, it will be centered, because the assumption is you want it to be a displayed equation. Now, suppose I look at this and see that really that comma doesn't make sense where it is now, so really that should be after the equation. Remember, when we put the equations in the text, we put the punctuation that made it part of the sentence outside the equation. And if I do that here, because it now sees a mixture of an equation and some ordinary text, in this case the comma that isn't an equation, it assumes that's going to be in line, so it goes back to justifying it the same way as the rest of the text. So the way to get around that is if I hit backspace to get rid of that comma, and then, backspace to delete the comma, and then the left arrow to move myself into the equation editor, I can put the comma inside the equation here. So that's what you do for displayed equations. For inline equations, keep the punctuation out of it. Now notice that it's underlining, the grammar checker is underlining where, because it doesn't understand that we're still part of the sentence. And this is something I very often see when looking at student work. They start to write something like this, and there they go, my equation is, and then using the handy shortcut on the quick access toolbar, have the displayed equation in here, A equals B plus C, and then on the next line they say where A is, and it's always important to explain what the terms in an equation are, but very often Word will autocorrect. I've turned it off because I'm fed up of it happening, but usually in these circumstances Word will autocorrect and turn that into a capital where, and that's not right, because it's all part of one sentence. My equation is this where, so you would have a comma before that, after it, but then the following where shouldn't be capitalized, and if you see Word doing that automatically, it's your job to turn it back to a lowercase where. So it's good to explain what the variables are, but you've still got to keep them as part of the sentence. Okay, see you in the next video.